The second edition of ODR Theory and Practice updates information contained in the first edition, and it covers topics ranging from practice in mediation and arbitration to the integration of technology into the courts, to the growing influence of artificial intelligence, to issues of ethics and standards of practice. When the first edition was published, it was a groundbreaking resource for anyone interested in online dispute resolution. Now, when everyone involved in dispute resolution needs to understand the range and impact of technology, ODR Theory and Practice is even more important. Here are some comments about the book from just a few of the authors.
A lot of the predictions that we made with the first edition probably have come true with the second edition, and I think there are hot topics in ODR that are present in the new edition.
So all these matters and more are indeed timely, and the book is a must-have really treatise addressing all these aspects of ODR. So for all those who are interested in the field of online dispute resolution, be it the recent trends in the field, the updates, and the interdisciplinary approaches of ODR and other important legal aspects, this is really the leading authority on the field.
As ODR has started to expand worldwide, I think we are capturing a number of the meaningful changes that have occurred in this book. In actuality, I would say that technology is a disruptor in all the good ways and all the bad ways. It's a disruptor not only for how we handle conflict, but also in our thinking. And so there our frames of reference and our framing about how we think about conflict resolution can be deepened and broadened by both looking at the patterns of changes, the research on new cases and new forms, and the new questions that this book raises.
It fundamentally is a completely different expectation of how we build, wield, and make the best use of trust, which is where we're starting from this new edition of the book.
The use of technology has exploded over this past period of time with the pandemic and its use in dispute resolution. And this is really bringing together a group of people who have a lot of experience in this area, who are helping us to think through the issues with regards to using online dispute resolution.
You have to buy this book because it was written for the most experienced people in the online dispute resolution field.
The chapters of the second edition of ODR, Theory and Practice, share the perspective of the authors and their experiences on a variety of topics such as ODR and arbitration, virtual hearings, ODR and the justice system, social justice, data security, lessons from ODR design, and so on. The book is useful to professionals, dispute resolution organizations, funders, state courts, and users in general.
There's a younger generation that doesn't want to give up the technologies they're using. They don't want to do what we've been doing for decades. They want to continue to use their technologies for justice, and they're going to do it. And one thing our book can do is at least put some guidelines and framework on those online practices, maybe provide some direction so it's not chaotic.
So these updates in the second edition, I think it should help readers be more prepared to make better decisions, whether they're policymakers or practitioners, advocates, parties, researchers, developers. I think the second edition can go a long way to help make this world a better place.
I think in general, people coming out of COVID, whatever the new normal will be or won't be, people are now far more receptive to the notion that technology might have something to contribute. And I think that just as people start to sort of lift their heads out of the murk of COVID and think of, yeah, well, what about moving forward? That's when the book is going to hit the shelves. And I can't think of a better book to hit the shelves or a better time for it to come out.